Let's take a trip, baby, come and see. If you wanna love on me, come take your time with me. Let's check the vibes, baby, vibe with me. Grab on my waist.
So I'm here with the beautiful songstress, dancer, rapper, actress, and songwriter, Miss T.Rozie. Miss T.Rozie, tell me.
Yes. Hey.
Hey, so tell us what you. So the last time I interviewed you, I think was it last year? I think it was last year. What have you been
Mhm.
up to since the last time we spoke?
Since the last time we spoke, the year's been busy. I can say that. Between tours, getting scouted, and all of the craziness of developing your artistry, it
Okay,
has
okay,
been a
okay.
lot going on.
So when you say you got scouted, what do you mean?
Scouting as far as like making myself known to labels, um, going out to LA a little bit more, recording with some big time producers. It's been a lot going on.
Okay, congratulations. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. So and speaking of, going from my mother told me, mess it up to boy, what are you working on now?
Yes, so now I'm truthfully going into who Rosie is.
Hmm.
I think because I am forming my character and forming Rosie, coming from being a professional dancer, it is, well, of course, it's going to take some time, but it definitely has been like a journey on actually developing like what genre of music I really want to focus on, what my, who my audience is, and how do I adapt to them? How do I create content? All of the fun stuff has been truthfully a thing lately. But that's been the biggest challenge I want to say is just truthfully developing myself.
Number one, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, how has success changed you in the last 4 years?
Um, honestly, it changed me too much because of how much I guess you could say like stay true to myself. But it's a lot to experience. And I think the biggest thing is I think I said this last time me and you talked was just like stay the true to who you are, stay in your lane because nobody can do you better than you. And that truthfully has helped me so much along this past journey about just staying in my own lane and one's victory, that doesn't mean yours is going to come right after or you failed at something because somebody else got there quicker. Like, truthfully, just staying in my lane has been my biggest thing, and it's been working.
Hey, well, congratulations. Now,
Thank you.
you're welcome. What have you learned about the industry that you didn't know last year?
Honestly, that it's like a Russian weight game. So it's almost like how acting was for me, besides musical theater. Like musical theater, you get instant, you go and you get on stage and you can tell if the audience loves you or they don't love you. Like you know that right away when you're doing musical theater, which is what I was used to. But now when it's like putting music out, it's like it's not only a thing of will people like my music? No, people aren't gonna like my music. And then it's like, oh well, I can make people like my music. And then so it's a rush and wait game. So you gotta rush to get like a whole project out or get a single out, and then you're waiting because you're waiting to get your numbers back. You're waiting to see how your audience receives it. It's not a how do you say automatic thing or instant thing that happens. So that's one thing that I'm definitely learning more about that the industry is like a rush and then wait get it done, and then you got to pause real quick and let everything come in.
Right. Okay, okay, okay. So, what has been the most inspirational encounter that let you know you were on the right path?
I actually got a chance to meet Max Goose, and I was able to do my whole set for him and do my performance. And the only thing he was able to say back to me was, "Wow." So I think that was a pretty cool thing. He was like, "I don't have any notes for you." He was like, "That was amazing." So I think this has been the most inspirational thing that's happened to me to let me know that I need to keep going.
Okay. Now, what has been the hardest pill to swallow?
The fact that everybody's not gonna like your music.
Mhm.
Um, and some days I get like really emotional about it. I also like I struggle with anxiety a lot. So being away from my home a lot and being in LA and at an Airbnb, it's been the biggest struggle of me just trying to figure out how to make no matter where I'm at home and to see how that can better me.
Okay. Now, the last time we spoke, you had just finished your songwriters camp. How have you matured in the creative process since then?
I've matured a lot. I've matured to the point that I feel like I know my sound just a little bit better. I've gotten so much more comfortable with singing. I never wanted to sing because I was like, I don't think I sound good. So I've gotten so much better with just singing on tracks and going in the mindset of like, it's okay to mess up and just get back up and try it all over again.
Period. So your single phone call streamed at #1, which has always been a goal to see your music at the top spot. And now that
Yes.
you achieved that goal, what's next on your list of things to do?
My next thing is I'm coming out with a new EP called Pop Paradise. And it's truthfully my thing to take my time on it and just actually put out work that I know I love to listen to. Because if I love to listen to it, then everybody else in my age group I know will love to listen to it. Because surprisingly, I don't have a biased ear. Like my ear isn't like, oh, this is me singing. It sounds great. I'm very judgmental on myself. So I know if I can listen to a song over and over, I know somebody else won't have a problem listening to it at least once.
Okay. Now, you have been groomed professionally by your mother, who's mentor to all things beautiful in your life. So
Yeah.
now that you are a little older, what does it feel like taking the reins as an executive creative?
Um, sometimes it feels good, but sometimes it's also like I still be like, that's right? Like even when if I'm like going against what she's saying or not so much an argument, but if we're having a conversation, I'm like, well, I feel like this will be better if I did this. And she's like, yeah, actually you're right. I'm like, dang, maybe I should have been giving my 2 cents a long time ago.
Right.
So that's really how it feels nowadays. Because it's truthfully, it's not just she's not the only person doing what she needs to for Rosie. It is a group effort, and I get to put in a little bit more 2 cents, which I always could, but I think I'm stepping more into it now.
Okay. Now, speaking of creativity, what do you do to get into the vibe?
Truthfully, the studio that I record at is normally like 25, 30 minutes away from me, from my house. So a
Mhm.
good drive, listening to the beat that I'm gonna work on is always something that gets me just right in the mood and it makes me feel good.
Okay. Now, what are you working on now? What to lay it out for us?
So right now I am working on my EP, Pop Paradise, and just working on trying to get some more performances and some tours. But we just praying on it, and it's all in God's plan and God's timing. But it's been a lot of stuff up in the unknown, but we'll see what truthfully comes of it the more we wait.
So, phone calls, is that the single that you're still pushing, or do you have another one out?
Right now, Take Your Time is a single that I'm pushing.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been pushing that for about a month and like 2 weeks now. We've been pushing it. It's over 10K streams. It did that in its first week. So I'm pretty sure we're probably at like 20K now. But the goal is to get Take Your Time to 100K streams before the EP to come out. We've sold over already. Pre-sales for the EP have already gotten to over 200, I think, sold. And our goal is 1,400 sold because that allows me to get on the charts. So
Wow.
we are working towards a really big goal, but we're really close.
Okay. Congratulations, T.Rozie.
Thank you.
Welcome. Do you have any merchandise?
Yeah, we have merchandise. So once somebody buys the EP or pre-sale purchases the EP, they get invited to a secret event that I'm having, and they also get a shirt or signed T.Rozie poster.
Okay, so it's a secret event, and suffice to say, everybody ain't invited, correct?
Everybody is not invited.
So, what words of advice would you give up and coming artists?
Truthfully, I'm gonna have to stick to what I always say, which is stay in your own lane. Nobody can be you better than you. Learn
Period.
how to make content because content is gonna be your best friend. And pick an audience, stick to that audience, and don't change. Like you can't just do every single audience. You got to pick one audience and just grow it from there. But your people will come when it is time for them to be there. But you got to put the work in.
And the work ain't gonna do itself, y'all.
Okay? It's not gonna do it so.
Let's take a trip, baby, come and see. If you wanna love on me, come take your time with me. Let's check the vibes, baby, vibe with me. Grab on my waist.